Welcome back to another edition of Inside Chesterfield. I'm Ted Gottlieb. Having lived and sold real estate in Chesterfield for close to 20 years, I've discovered some really unique and good restaurants. One of them is Jenny's Diner. Some call it a throwback to the old greasy spoon, while others know it as the first St. Louis area restaurant to offer South Central African Zambian food. In either case, Jenny's is a warm and welcoming and affordable place. I recorded this fun video with ever charming co-owner Betty on Wednesday, January 6th of 2021. One of the things that we discussed off camera is that many senior citizens depend on Jenny's for daily meals. They either come and have them in person, or Betty or her team has actually been known to deliver them. So I think that's a phenomenal support for our seniors here in the Chesterfield market. Really hope that you enjoyed this short video and that you support the kind folks at Jenny's Diner. Betty, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I appreciate that. I have to say I cheated a little bit and I went on your website to find out what was the history of Jenny's. I've eaten here many times, but I didn't realize everything that you do. And you and your husband, Oliver, bought the business with another couple back in November 2018. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, what I found interesting, and I remember you being a server here, and you were a cashier here and did all sorts of different things. What in the world made you decide that you wanted to own the place?
So, came across Jenny's Diner through a canvas that I saw on the roadside saying the best breakfast in town. Now, we've always lived across, well, for a long time we lived across from the diner. And so I told my husband, there's a diner right across the street, let's go try it. So we came by, we loved the food. But we started coming over like every week. Once a week we tried to eat here. And in the end we became friends with the owner, became friends with the staff. And that's how they were looking for a cashier at that time. I was working from home and I thought I could help out a few hours a week to do the cashiering. So I started coming in as a cashier besides being a customer. Then once Eva was leaving, I was here. I was cashiering. I had already been cashiering for a few months. Then they thought I would be trained into being a server. So I started training to be a server. My first server job, I probably did well because I ended up doing it for 2 years, and then I left to open my restaurant in Champaign-Urbana in Illinois, which is the only Zambian restaurant we have in America. So it's the first Zambian restaurant, first and only. Then while doing that, I was consulting with the previous owner of Jenny's Diner because she was my friend and she had been in business for a long time. So I used to come over here to consult with her on how to run this business to open my restaurant. With that, she hinted that she was also getting fatigued about owning Jenny's Diner. And I jokingly said, well, if you think of giving it up, think about me, call me and tell me. And I didn't think it was going to happen ever. So I was 2 years in Champaign doing that restaurant, establishing it. Then one morning she gave me a call on that she really was giving up the restaurant. She was getting tired, wanted to come out of it. I had already committed casually, I had given her my word. So I was the first one she called. And we thought of taking it over. We love the food, we love the way she managed it, we love the space, we love the location, so we took it over from her.
Right, and regarding the location, you're at the intersection of Olive and Old Woods Mill on the Forum Shopping Center. Same shopping center as Firehouse Subs and Paul Manos and Goodwill. It's a great central location. And I remember when Jenny's first came in, and the reputation at that point was, greasy spoon, it's an okay diner. And I thought the food was really good. I didn't come here every week. We come here every couple of months and enjoy that. But you've really spiced things up since you've taken ownership of it. And you mentioned Zambian food. Talk to us a little bit about what the menu looks like here, because it's really all over the board.
So you can call it really being all over the board because we love variety. So we know variety is the spice of life. So when we took over the original Jenny's Diner menu. Within a few months, we had to come across, well, we came across, or we had to revise to see what was selling and what wasn't selling. So we removed what wasn't selling, left what was selling, and added a few things. Our background is from is Africa, Zambia to be specific. And like I said, we had just opened the first Zambian restaurant in Champaign-Urbana, which is doing very well. We realized there's not any other, people don't talk about Zambian food. Nobody knows Zambian food, and I'm talking about in the US. And so we thought, why don't we bring a little bit of that to Chesterfield? So when we took over after a few months, we added a dinner menu that included Zambian dishes. The community loved it. Besides the community, we had a Feast magazine, Ladu News, that came across to write about that because it was exciting to see Zambian food in Chesterfield. So we'd saved that for dinner and then discontinued the dinner hours due to COVID. But we've continued serving the Zambian dishes at the Schnucks grocery stores. So we are in about 20 locations of the Schnucks across Chesterfield, Creve Frontenac, University City, Maryland Heights, into Central West End, up to us and I think South City. So we serve our food in the deli department of the Zambian dishes there.
Wow, that's awesome. And I know you just expanded. We're standing in a section of the business that you just recently expanded. You've got some interesting plans for that once the COVID pandemic has passed. You've got some interesting ideas. Tell us a little bit about what's coming, hopefully in the spring or fall of 2021.
So the exciting part is Jenny's Diner was in this one part of location. You might be seeing the location eventually. But then we decided to break the walls, and I'm standing in our new location, our new space now, which is attached to the main floor that people knew about. This new space, our plan is we'll have a little pastry corner. And our pastries will include some pepper steak pies, which are mostly British or Scottish influenced. We have those in South Africa. We lived in South Africa, my husband and I, and we grew up on those pies. So we're going to be serving some steak and kidney pies, some pepper steak pies, who knows what else, and some sausage rolls and all that stuff. That's our intention, to have a pastry corner that will sell some really, really good pies, crawfish pies, and hopefully what else, but it's unlimited.
Wow, that's great. And you said your hours are a little odd right now because of the pandemic, but what are your hours so that people know when they want to come and visit with you and enjoy a great breakfast or a great Zambian treat, they can come visit with you?
So our hours now are 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., Tuesday to Sunday. We are closed on Mondays, and eventually when the COVID passes, we might reopen for dinner. But right now we're just open from 7 to 2:30.
Great. Now, if I'm coming here for the first time and I'm going to have my first meal, and you want to make sure that that first meal is going to be so good that people are going to want to come back. For breakfast, what's a can't miss breakfast dish that people must try if they're only going to have one dish here? What's it going to be?
So without being biased, we have the best breakfast in town, and I'm not kidding about that. But if you can decide on our broad selection, you can go straight to the Southern Skillet. It's a good one. Farmer's Skillet, it's a wonderful one. Our home fries, which is a big seller, are made from scratch. We boil our potatoes every morning, peel them and shred. So our home fries are one you never want to miss because they're never frozen, and we're proud of that. So we have such a variety of foods to pick from, but my favorite on the menu, if I have to pick, is the farm skillet. I eat that almost every day.
That's great. And if, in regard to the Zambian menu that you have, what kind of offerings do you offer there if someone wants to try something from Zambia that they probably have never even thought about trying before?
So on the menu of the Zambian, we have a beef stew that we serve with our nshima. Nshima is like a polenta. It's cornmeal, and it's a staple food in Zambia. It's served by itself. It's almost like mashed potatoes, but it's made out of cornmeal, and we serve it with a choice of meat and vegetables. So that nshima with a beef stew and greens, you want that. Or you can order some sweet potatoes, which are not regular. They're stewed in a curry sauce. They are the white sweet potatoes, the organic ones. So you want to taste those sweet potatoes served with maybe chicken curry and beans. You love them. You love that.
Oh, that's great. Well, that's awesome. Well, Come visit Betty and her team over at Jenny's Diner. You won't be disappointed. I'm going to spin around here and just kind of give you a show in terms of what the restaurant looks like. Very amateurish, but you're going to love it. And we're going to come right back, so hold on one sec. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're walking inside Jenny's. These poor people don't know that they're getting themselves on video, but there you go. Come visit. Check out Betty and her team. Betty, thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you very much, Ted, for coming through, and hope to see you coming to eat.
You got it. Tell them Ted sent you.